because you can't be a trader for a long time.
What is that inflection point which made you decide?
After you make sizable money, you have to be invested because you can't keep playing short-term levels with big money.
Somebody earning 1 lakh rupees, starting to put a 10,000 rupees SIP in a more structured and disciplined way. Within 20 years, he can come out with a 25 crore.
Within 20 years, he can plan his retirement because this investment will overtake his salary. If you make money, eventually, over the long period of time, you will become an investor again.
So that would be actually useful for our audience where say, what is this trader and what do you suggest for that?
For example, I will tell you my strategy.
Were you a trader right from the beginning, Ashok? Welcome to You, Me, Finance at Pickright. This is Archana Elpaluri, co-founder of Pickright. Pickright is one-step platform for everything for investment needs. Pickright is all you need for your long-term investing as well as your trading. So here with me is Ashok Devanampriya, founder of Traders and Traders Gurukul. Ashok and me, we have a journey 4 years back where I met him when we were starting Pickright. Hi Ashok.
Hi.
Ashok, would you just tell about something about yourself and then I'll expand on how I met you doing Pickright and how you were so impactful for us well in the Pickright's journey?
Sure. Hi Pickright viewers. Good afternoon. Great pleasure joining Pickright team here today in Bangalore. Well, I'm Ashok Devanampriya, the CEO of Traders Gurukul and Traders. We are a education platform and also we are building quant strategies for global financial markets for both Indian and global markets. Today we manage about 120 crores of trading fund and we are a team of 35 people based out of Bangalore. And over to you, Archana.
Yeah, they do really cool products and I'm amazed by the scale, the traders conclave which has happened last year in December, I guess, November.
No, it was in September end.
September end. It was amazing and the response was amazing truly. So that is something which we should really learn and see how we can do collaboration in future, right? So coming to how Pickright, actually we stumbled upon Ashok, we are neither colleagues or not friends. When Naman and I started Pickright, our journey, we were actually looking for partners, guidance, advisors who are in this field who can help us both on how to actually scale this. And that is where you remember we came and met you. And that is one of the first very few people who were very critical about Pickright on how the journey should be, how we should be doing it and not at that time where we were focused. And Ashok was the very first person who has left a Google review and said that, and he believed in us that we will go in a very long way. And thank you for believing in us. And it is pure pleasure for us to have you on this You, Me, Finance at Pickright, because we strongly believe this journey, right, what you are trying to build and what we are trying to build is something which is for the next billion users of India, where investment needs to be inclusive.
True.
So there should be a platform where investment is something which comes as easy as taking loan.
Correct.
So I think that is one single point agenda with which we both have started, and I'm glad we actually continued this friendship and journey. So and now I just want to pause and I want you to speak about your opinion on how the current elections will actually impact Sensex, and also if you can add some points on how the volatility in the markets, like in the last 1.5 to 2 months, we have seen how markets are behaving, right? So if you can just touch upon that, and from there we can start expanding and dive into different matters.
Okay, so to talk about broader markets, I think the last 12 months market has given a lot of profits for the investors. I strongly believe that the volatility will continue from now until the elections, which is coming up in April. So now the Temple Puja is planned this week and the election code of conduct is coming next month, and April we are going to have our next Lok Sabha elections. The market confidently believes that the third term of NDA government is going to come, which officially means the current rally is mostly factoring that aspect as well.
Okay.
currently, if you look at it, the last 8 to 10 months, the volatility in the market was very, very low. If you look at the volatility index in India, for the first time in history, in the last, I think, 15, 16 years of NSE's journey, the India VIX was never below 14 for a long period of time. So, if you look at it, the last 8 months continuously, India VIX was below 14. In fact, last month and slightly this month, the volatility index has gone above 14 and 15, which is a positive sign from a volatility standpoint. Now, as an asset manager and a trader, I strongly believe in volatility. I really hate very low VIX market conditions. See, either we want an uptrend or we want a downtrend, or we need massive volatility. That is what we as traders look for. So, or investors for that matter. All right. So, volatility is going to be very high in the next 3 months on the onset of elections. And even if Modi government comes back, I believe the factoring is already done. However, there is one more important point I would like to stress. Today, Nifty PE is sitting at around 23. Whenever Nifty PE went to 28 to 30 levels, the market tanked. You talk about the dot-com bust, you talk about the subprime crisis. Every time whenever Nifty levels goes to 28 to 30 levels, it used to tank. I personally believe that the Nifty valuation right now is still balanced. It is at 23. So, if you look at 28, 30, even there is roughly around 30% room for that. But however, during the COVID, Nifty PE went as big as like 40 PE. Why? Because earnings dropped. So, because of that, it boosted up. So, it's not a normal scenario. We can treat that as an outlier and ignore it. So, 28 is the number I told, right? So, from the 23, there is still room for another 30% move for the market if it wants to go up. Market currently is not heated up. There is a sufficient energy in the market, and I strongly believe the valuations are still decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so actually this brings me to a very interesting question. Were you a trader right from the beginning, Ashok? Because you speak in depth about the indexes and everything. So
see, everybody starts as an investor. Nobody starts as a trader.
Okay.
The first and foremost thing for any individual, once he comes into the financial markets, he starts with basic concepts only. He starts with investing, buying some equity shares. It's a journey. People start with some cash market purchase, then they look for sizable investments, then they think about derivatives, they go to futures and they go to options and they even go to expiry level and so on.
And they burn their fingers.
They burn their fingers. That's normal and that's natural. So, I believe everybody starts as an investor, move towards a trader. From there, you have two levels. Either you make fortune or you lose your money. And you lose your money, you're out of market. If you make money, eventually, over the long period of time, you will become an investor again. Because you can't be a trader for a long time. After you make sizable money, you have to be investor because you can't keep playing short-term levels with big money as time progresses.
Completely agree. So, I'm very curious to know, how did you start your journey? What's your background in? And where you are as a co-founder of a training startup and for an algo quant startup. So, if you can just expand, what is that inflection point which made you decide this is the leap where you have to do something, right? Because that's very important to understand the audience to know about you more.
After finishing my engineering in mechanical, I spent 5 years in automobile industry and then I moved to software industry. I spent about 10 years. I found some stagnation way back in 2016. I started trading almost in 2012-13 levels. I was investing in the markets ever since 2008. If you think that buying one share is considered to be an investor, I was an investor. So, 2013 I started full-time trading. It moved on, learnt a lot of lessons, I did read a lot of literature, and finally in 2015 I became a fairly decent trader, but I wanted to automate everything. Since we came from the technical background, I more or less automated a strategy and went live with it in 2016. In 2016, I think I invested around 15 lakhs and made about 30 lakhs profit.
Were you one of the very few who were into strategy at the time? I remember it. See, we though we haven't started at Pickright, but I think this must be pretty new at that 2016 time frame.
2016, the number of people in the algo trading world is It was very low. I hardly knew about 10 to 15 algo traders from Bangalore then. Today you will see thousands of people. At that time actually, if you know, the margin levels were very low. If you deploy 10,000, 20,000, you were capable of taking a position in Nifty. But today margins are very high. It's almost 1 lakh. So at that time life was easy. The margins were low. Luck was in my favor. I made good money. And 2017 I became a full-time trader. So from April 2017 I was a full-time trader.
Yeah, and then that's where you felt that there is a need for training, the gap for training to be there, and that's where Traders Gurukul, did it come at that time?
See, what happened at that time, lot of people were conducting trainings in individual capacity. So nobody was thinking of training as a large scale venture. So at that time we thought, why not we try to aggregate all the best trainers in the country, bring them together, try to offer some events, programs, webinars at a very low cost. So that is the primary reason, and we approached Money Control with this story and they liked the story. That's when we proposed the model, and we started building different events for different kind of people. For example, we launched an exclusive webinar for options traders, an exclusive webinar for intraday traders, an exclusive webinar for technical analysis, an exclusive webinar for investors. So like this, we started releasing a lot of products, and we almost onboarded close to about 1 lakh people over a period of 4 years into the platform. And now as an extension of that program only, the Traders Conclave was born. So we wanted to create one beautiful program which is like a hallmark program, a flagship program, which will try to bring the best speakers in the country, preferably traders. For example, if you look at our Traders Conclave 2023, we were very clear that any trader who takes the stage should be managing a minimum of 1 crore fund to plus at least 25% profit in the last 12 months. In fact, it was 10 crores. But one of the speakers said he is managing around 1.5 crores. Can he also come? So we revised the requirement and we made it 1 crore. See, what happens in this training industry is talking is very easy. For example, if you look at the way any cricketer speaks, for example, compare speaking skills of Kohli and Harsha Bhogle. So Harsha Bhogle naturally speaks much better, naturally, because he is an orator. But he is not a cricketer.
Harsha Bhogle makes money because it's for his speeches, right?
So Harsha is a great cricket commentator.
Exactly.
He is a great analyst, great critic, but he cannot hold a bat.
Obviously, that's not his forte.
So the point is, we wanted people who truly plays the game. And generally, making money in market is not always easy. And making consistent big profit is impossible. Nobody can do it. Markets are very rational.
That's a very important point, and I want you to repeat that again, because today the whole the psychology or the belief what we see in the social media or what it has hyped up is making money is the most easiest thing, where people actually say that monthly you can make 1 crore profit, 10 lakhs profit, right? And what is your viewpoint on it? And we at Pickright also strongly believe money making is a long-term game. Money matters, but it is a long-term investing, and you need to be really prudent on how you are investing, where you are investing, and it is an informed decision. But today it is completely anti. So what do you think on that, right?
See, I strongly believe a long-term investor will always make money, because he is owning a piece of the company. So whenever somebody buys a stake in a company, somebody buys shares of Infosys or Wipro, I have no problem with it, because he is owning a piece of the company. He has a partial ownership of the company. But when you are trading, it's a damn contract. It's not a sale deed in real estate. It is an agreement. A sale deed will have a shelf life of infinity, but an agreement will have its death. When you trade F&O, it's an agreement with a expiry date.
Exactly.
So within that, whatever happens, God knows. So the fact of the matter is, as I told you, everyone starts as an investor. They grow to be a trader, assuming trading and making money is very easy, out of which 90% will fall down, and remaining 10% they'll try to sustain, and few of them will make a fortune, go ahead in the curve, and eventually when they have lot of money, they'll again become investors. Because trading, particularly I am an intraday trader. Most of my strategies, I have deployed almost 30 strategies in intraday today, and all 30 strategies we are trying to, if you try to deploy on a larger fund, it's very difficult. Today we punch as big as like 100 into 60, around 6,000 lots of bank nifty we punch, again across different accounts, and there are various things that we do. It's very difficult.
Okay.
In a fraction of a second, if you try to punch such orders, it will not take. On a single day, you can buy 500 crores worth of Reliance shares, nothing will happen. You can buy 1000 crores worth of TCS, nothing will happen. Mutual funds buy it. But traders has limitations. So all the retail traders who are trying to trade small money, see, my message is simple. If somebody comes to trading with a small money, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, how much you'll make? With 1 lakh capital, 10% is 10,000 only.
I agree. So what is your, so you spoke about different types of traders, right? Intraday traders, technical analysis, long term, right? So if you can expand on what, so that would be actually useful for our audience where say, what is this trader and what do you suggest for them? How do you think an intraday trader should be actually doing? Should he be doing an algo, or he shouldn't be even doing an intraday trading?
For example, I will tell you my strategy, all right. So what I will do, suppose I have an X amount of money. For all standard calculation, let's assume 1 crore.
Okay.
1 crore.
Okay.
Because 1 lakh is a very small money.
Okay.
When I joined trading in 2013, my deployed capital was 10 lakhs. Anyway,
Okay.
so let's suppose I have 1 crore fund.
But 1 crore, how many people do have 1 crore today? So if you take intraday, see, that is exactly
First
what
of
you were
all,
talking.
for me, somebody coming into trading with 1 lakh capital itself is a crime.
Exactly, but that is not what really
You can
is
invest
happening
with
today.
even 10,000.
That's what, see, investment psychology is different trading. When you investment, you can do with 10,000.
Yes.
But today we see traders coming with 10,000.
That's not correct, because you are having 1 lakh rupees in your pocket, you are walking into a Mercedes Benz showroom to book a car. How does it work? If you have 1 lakh rupees, you should buy probably a second hand Alto.
So what I understand is trading is a big money game.
You need to have absolute clarity on your strategy. When you will buy, where is your stop loss, where is your target, which asset you want to trade, what is the volatility of that asset, what happens with when drawdown hits, what can be a maximum drawdown, what should be a position sizing, what is your money management rule, how do you manage your risk, that's all. Any asset you want, you trade, but only with these rules. The rule was very simple. Please, if you have 1 lakh rupees and you want to come into trading, nothing wrong, but you should change your thought process. That 1 lakh is your training fee. Spend 5 years, learn the market, understand the market, build a system, and then go and give it to somebody who will give you 1 crore.